The GRD and GRS stomp boxes are the latest products from Roland Corporation, designed to offer new sonic possibilities to guitarists and to expand the user base of 13-pin Roland guitar synth players. These new pedals are similar to the Boss OC20G poly-octave pedal and the Boss WP20G wave processor pedal, which were released in 2001. While the earlier Boss 13-pin pedals met with limited interest, Roland may do much better with the GRD and GRS pedals. The GRD is presented as a distortion pedal, and the plethora of distortion pedals on the market shows that guitar players have an appetite for a wide variety of overdriven sounds, and the GRD delivers on its promise of unique distortion tones not found in other guitar pedals. Furthermore, much to my great surprise and delight, the GRD works really well with non-GK equipped guitars. The GRD has 4 modes of operation: VG Distortion 1, VG Distortion 2, Poly Distortion, and Synth. There are 4 control knobs that tailor the sound of the GRD, and 4 user memory locations to store presets. There is also manual operation, where the sound of the pedal is determined by the current settings of the top panel controls. Note, there is no way to back up the memories in the GRD or GRS pedals. The first 3 modes are different kinds of distortion, while the last mode is an analog synthesizer emulation. In the first 3 modes, the gain knob controls the amount of distortion, while the tone controls the brightness. Level controls the output. The function of the color knob changes with each mode. For example, in mode 1, VG Distortion 1, the color knob controls the strength of the attack, increasing the amount of compression. The left foot pedal turns the effect on and off, and the right foot pedal is a solo mode, with more gain and a mid-range frequency boost to help your solo sound cut through the mix. In mode 2, a wave synth sound pitched 1 octave below the guitar is layered with a distortion sound. In this case, the gain knob controls both the character of the wave synth and the amount of gain in the distortion circuit. The color control adjusts the amount of wave synth. The sound of mode 3, Poly Distortion, is classic Roland hexaphonic distortion, close in sound to the vintage Roland GR100, which was a dedicated hex fuzz pedal made in the early 1980s. Mode 4 is a straight-ahead guitar synthesizer section, which seems to be based on the wave synth algorithm found in the VG guitar synthesizer and in the aforementioned Boss WP20G wave processor pedal. The gain control blends from an octave below square wave output to a sawtooth output, and the color controls the amount of resonance, while tone controls the frequency cutoff. This type of synthesis is much more similar to the analog Roland GR300 rather than the pitch to MIDI conversion, meaning there's very low latency and the tracking is almost perfect. The GRD and GRS also have an ambient effect to create a stereo image from the mono output of the pedals. By default, this feature is always on, but you can disable this effect by holding down the right pedal and plugging a cable into the left mono output. Press Select to turn the effect on or off, and then press right to store the effect setting. In all modes, the GRD is very responsive to changing the GK volume control on the guitar. Pedals are clearly designed for 13-pin guitars. The ability to use this as a standard stomp box expands its usefulness on stage and in the studio. Roland makes a point of noting that by using the divided hex pickup, the GRD promises increased clarity while maintaining high levels of distortion, since each string is processed individually. What is more impressive is how much gain and distortion can be added to the guitar sound without the inevitable hum added by most robust standard humbucker pickups in a high gain situation. Sensing the output of each string in isolation, the tiny humbuckers in the divided pickup do a much better job of common mode noise rejection than a large humbucker. There's a dramatic difference in the noise and hum levels with the GK3. Testing. I tested the GRD and GRS using 3 guitars, a Roland GK3 equipped Fernandez Dragonfly Elite, a Godin LGX SA with the RMC piezo system, and a vintage Roland G303 guitar with a BX13 VC used to convert the 24-pin signals from the guitar to the modern 13-pin format. GRD can create levels of high saturation with both clarity and low levels of noise and hum, features only possible with the divided hex pickup. Roland faces quite a challenge with the GRD and GRS pedals. The necessary DSP power and the related hardware is not cheap, so the GRD and GRS are more expensive than a lot of popular pedals on the market. On the other hand, the GRD offers instant, huge, distorted guitar tones. It is true that much of what is found in the GRD has been available for almost 20 years. The original Roland VG88, released in 1995, featured hex fuzz and wave synth guitar. But none of the Roland guitar synths shipped with presets as massive as those found on the GRD. There's a lot to be said for a pedal that offers great tones right out of the box without endless hours of tweaking and programming.